Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can. Four, three, two, 1, 0. Ignition.
98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can.
And now, here's your host, King James.
Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. And of course, a warm welcome to Extra Speed with me, King James YiYE, on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. We're live from the Spice Center in Judges Quarters, Makurdi, Benue State. And this morning on Extra Speed, if you're watching on Facebook, I have made a post, Extra Speed with King James YiYE. And my guest this morning, as you can see if you're watching on Facebook, is Orcham Theophilus Terhemba Tyungu. Now, everybody knows him as Orcham, all his friends, because he sings his heart out, you know. He enjoys singing. So basically, we'll be looking at his passion for singing and his life and what he does. But I know that he sings most of the time. So, Orcham, you're welcome to Extra Speed and Asking Radio.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so you're welcome once again.
Thank you.
All right, so let me start by asking you, you are visiting Asking Radio for the first time, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah, so what's your impression of this place?
Okay, I must say that I'm very impressed with what I've seen here. I've been passing outside the building and I am actually amazed to see the kind of work that has been done here. The environment is very serene. And as obvious, the studio is wow. I'm really impressed and very happy to be here.
Okay, so your friends, let me just say your friends on Facebook, because everybody's live now. It's on Facebook. Let me say that because even when we are unable to see what's happening around you, at least we see what's happening around you on Facebook. So on Facebook, we know you for singing. The other thing we know about you is that you attended St. James Minor Seminary. Let me start with your singing passion. How did you come about it?
Okay, thank you very much. My love and passion for Tiv Catholic Hymns started right from when I was a little boy. I grew up in the village with my grandmother, my maternal grandmother in Lacey, and she basically took me into all church activities that she was going to. She was the president of the CWO from the parish level to the deanery level, and that tells you the depth of how much she was involved in church activities. So as a little boy, I followed her to almost everywhere. But it would be surprising for you to learn that my grandmother was not even in the Tiv choir. She was more active in the CW. But I fell in love with those songs right from childhood. And you could find me most of the times drumming anything that came my way. I could pick I could pick a bucket and begin to drum it according to the various beatings that are in the Tiv choir. I remember very well I had a particular jerry can. It was a big jerry can, the iron jerry cans that you used to have in the past. And for me, that was bandy enough. And you will find me drumming it all the time as a little boy. So my passion for the Tiv choir did not begin today. It began right from when I was a little boy.
So going to the seminary, did it inform your decision of going to the seminary as well, or you just found yourself in the seminary?
Not very well. My going to the minor seminary, the very prestigious St. James Minor Seminary, it was not by my making. It was my father who suggested that I went to the minor seminary. In fact, I remember when he asked me what secondary school I would like to attend, I told him I would like to go to St. Michael's at Liede. Why? Because I did part of my primary school at Anja Memorial Nursery Primary School at Liede, I think for a year or two. And around that environment, the best school was St. Michael's at Liede. So it was what came to my mind when he asked me. But he said, no, there is a better school in Yandev. It trains young men for the Catholic priesthood. And that's caught my attention, and I agreed, and he took me to St. James, and I am very proud that he did. And in fact, I count my going to St. James as one of my father's greatest gifts to me.
It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. It's King James YiYE. It's Extra Speed. And of course, I am playing host to your friend. You call him, or he calls himself Orcham, and he's Theophilus Terhemba Tyungu. His passion for singing is not here. On Facebook already, David Oradon was Simba watching, and Teumbu Boshin is listening on radio. Richard Numve says, good morning. I'm glad watching and listening to Speed FM. Thank you very much. So, Orcham, let me come back to you. Do you have a favorite Tiv hymn, or anyone comes to mind at any time? Do you have, if I just ask you to sing, which one would come first?
Okay, yes, I have a favorite hymn. But one thing is, every year I get to have a new favorite hymn. Last year, my favorite hymn was not the same with the one of this year, but of course, as at this moment, I have a favorite song. And if I have that opportunity, I can sing it here.
Yeah, before you, do you want to start with the newest favorite, or you go back to the first favorite when you were a boy? Which one would you want to start with, the newest or the oldest?
I think the oldest.
Okay, so which was your first? Can you sing it?
Okay. Yange myoite andi Elia ikae Elia mo shayem kensalo fati kentalu shidon zazalu kem kamei koso kwase chola koso. That was the first song I fell in love with as a little boy.
Yeah, I think I loved it too, because I mean, your story is a little similar to mine. During holidays, my paternal grandmom, you know, my grandparents have a church.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware of that, St. Catherine's Catholic Church. Yeah, you know, yeah, that should be Gab Zombie, right?
Yes.
It's under Tulane now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they started the church, and my grandmom was, of course, the leader as a founder of the church with her husband. So I was following her too when I was on holiday,
Yes.
you know, in the village, and going to Mkohu, Batsami, all those activities. Yeah, I could sing as well, but I think staying away for some time, I've forgotten. So it's Extra Speed, and it's King James YiYE here. And if you're watching on Facebook, that's Orcham Theophilus Terhemba Tyungu. Orcham, okay, tell them the meaning of Orcham for your friends who are not Tiv.
Okay. Orcham means a man who sings, or rather a man who has love for singing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you do. So let's come back to your newest favorite, which is...
Okay. Sante kwa monto kaumeke me mamluken yo ite shayangamchi shaumenenge mkomoshe ute mameti me kwa kentempe nakba teka ywangi yamanim yomwangba kanje mechia tikage aumawampa kanje nanatamim yolo gadia unde yelemke itiumbena shai yangi bola une yelemke yu itentina une kendim shasha vandije. Should I go on?
Well, you will go on, but let me come in here. So now, growing up and singing, and starting from childhood, did anybody in school, at home, ever felt you were disturbing them?
Yeah.
Where?
At many instances at home, there are even some family members who feel that I'm disturbing them, because you find me wake up in the middle of the night and begin to sing. It's something I can't help. Sometimes after doing that, I get to tell myself that no, this is against courtesy. That you love doing this thing does not mean everybody loves it. So you should be able to respect people's feelings and do things when you ought to do them. So there have been instances where a few people have felt disturbed by the songs I sing.
So, but have you tried to ask them what their problem is? Because, singing is not a crime, is it?
Yes.
So, you've asked people, or you just apologize and you move on to what?
Well, I've had reason to ask a few persons, and they told me it's not that they don't like the songs or they don't like the fact that I sing, that their problem is the time I sing. I can sing virtually every time. Any time of the day that I feel like singing, I can begin to sing. And I also agree that there should be some sense of courtesy about it.
But this is something you can't control. So how does the courtesy come in here now?
To a reasonable extent, I cannot control it.
It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. This is King James YiYE, playing host to Orcham. That's, as it says, that's a man who loves singing. So Orcham is not just a singer, but someone who loves singing passionately. He's Theophilus Terhemba Tyungu. Did they ever call you TTT in school at any point, or Triple T or something?
Yes, my nickname in secondary school was Triple T. Because of the T's in my name.
So I just got that right.
Very well.
Okay. So now, every year new hymns come out from the Catholic Church. Is it every year or quarterly?
I think every year. It depends on the disposition of those responsible for scrutinizing hymns and bringing them forth. So there is no specific time that the songs come out. It depends on when the committee deems it appropriate.
So the other question I would want to ask is, singing Catholic hymns is your passion, but have you ever led in the church? Are you at any point choir master, or you are just a choir master for life?
Yeah, I'm a choir director.
Okay.
I'm a choir director in the Catholic Archdiocese of Abuja, in the Diocese of Boko, Katsina Ala, and of course, Makurdi Diocese.
So how do you spread yourself?
Well, it's about passion. It's something I love doing, and so I am able to make out time for it, even if I have a very busy schedule. And then, as a person, you have priorities in life, and my passion and love for Tiv songs is one of my top priorities. So I place it at that level, and that way, I am able to be here and there when it is possible to be.
It's xTRa Speed, and back to Facebook. I have a comment coming from Your Richard. It says it's a gift, bro. Keep it up. That's Father Richard, I suppose. Yeah, they should keep it up. And okay, say hello to Father Richard.
Good morning, Father. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so it's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. If you are not watching on Facebook, if you're listening on radio and you want to send an SMS, WhatsApp is 0902-127-5464. You can call as well. You want to join Orcham in singing. It's Orcham and Tocham. Which one? It looks like I am changing your status. Maybe I'm giving you.
Tocham is the leader of the choir in a church, in a parish, zone, deanery, or diocese.
Yeah.
So I am not Tocham. I am Orcham.
Orcham, yeah. Orcham is just a passion.
Yes.
Someone who loves singing. So let's talk about passion generally.
Yes.
You are experiencing passion, and people you are with, maybe your family. How old is your oldest child?
My oldest child is 12 years.
Are they singing as well?
No, she does not like to sing at all.
Why do you care to ask?
I've asked her severally if she would love to be in the Tiv choir, but she has told me that if at all she ever has need to be in the choir, to be the English choir and not the Tiv choir. But then, fortunately, my son, who is less than a year, he's just 11 months old, I can already see that he's in love with singing, because whenever I begin to sing, you see it obviously on his face that he's pleased with what I'm doing. So I do hope that he'll be part of what I do.
Right. It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. It's King James YiYE here, and of course it's Orcham on xTRa Speed. We're looking basically at his passion and love for singing, and he has been singing from childhood and he still does. So I was asking you about passion. Yeah, you are experiencing it, and then of course I moved to family. Does your wife love singing?
I'm not sure my wife loves singing. In fact, when I got married to my wife, one day I was going to the market to get some uniforms for the older women in my choir, as I usually do. So I asked my wife if I could get the uniform for her as well, and she told me a capital no, that she is not sure she wants to join the choir. So I do not think that my wife enjoys singing at all. And I am somebody who is attracted to women, attracted in quote, attracted to women with very beautiful voices. So it has been my desire to hear my wife sing so that I can know whether she has a good voice or not. But unfortunately, she has never agreed to even sing a verse.
So, Orcham's wife, if you're watching us or listening now, maybe you should just try this. Just try a verse and prove to your husband that you've got angelic voice. Just a verse, and just try that now if you are listening or watching us on Facebook. So, back to the issue of talent and passion. It looks like some people drop it along the way and they don't follow it up like this. Before I ask this question complete, let me take this comment coming from King James Tyungu. He says, Orcham, well done. Who sings well, praise twice. St. Augustine of Hippo. That's Padro too. Yes. Okay, so say hello to...
Thank you very much, Father. Good morning.
Okay, so back to the issue of passion and talent. Why do you think people don't follow it? Why do they drop it?
Except it is not passion. I do not think that anybody should drop what they derive joy from, what gives them peace of mind. I've come to discover that the most important things in this life are not material things. I have been opportune to be mentored by a man who is very wealthy and yet is not attracted to the very material things of this world. And I've also come to the realization that for you to have inner peace and to be at rest with your soul, the material things that you have may not be able to give you that inner peace and joy that you desire. And that is where passion comes to play. When I find myself singing, or when I find myself in a group of people who are singing the Tiv hymns and drumming them, I feel like there is no problem in this world. I can have 50 million naira. I've not had that though, but I'm just projecting. I can have 50 million naira and feel very sad. But when I go to where they are singing, that serves as food for my soul. So I do not think that if you are pursuing anything out of passion, you will ever drop it. Because passion, what you do that gives you joy, is like the food that you need to survive. So without the songs I sing, I am not sure I'll be a happy man. And there have been instances in the choir where there was even a man who composed about 500 or 200 songs that we sing in the church till today. And at some point, he stopped going to the choir completely. We were singing his songs in church and he was nowhere to be found in church. And I said, no, there may be reasons you were involved in this. It was definitely not passion. Because if it is passion, how can you drop something that gives food to your soul? So I think that is what I think about passion. It is not something you begin and stop on the way, except you become incapacitated.
The other thing I think is society can actually bully you into dropping your passion, I think. Because some people, for instance, I've done radio all my life, started when I was just about 22 years old, and I'm still doing it. And some people just say, when you don't radio when you know, sometimes you listen to, I mean, I've not dropped my passion. I'm still doing it up to this level to own a commercial radio station. But some people who are not strong-willed, society can actually bully them. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think so, but I do not agree again. There is something about passion that you cannot even explain. There have been times that I got the kind of compliments you are talking about from people. There is a general notion that the Tiv Catholic choir is reserved for people who are aged, people who are illiterate, people who are in the villages, and a lot of people find my involvement in the Tiv choir at the level I do, they find it very strange. And I said, no, this is not about a particular age bracket. It is something, you know, you will agree with me that the Tiv Catholic Church has the best liturgy that you can find anywhere in the world. And this is about our culture. And there is a thread to the Tiv Catholic hymns that a lot of us enjoy. Even people who will not agree to go and be in the choir enjoy these songs. And there is a possibility that this theme may go out of extinction in the nearby future because the young people are not interested in it. They love it, but they do not want to mold it and they do not want to support it. So where is the future of the Tiv hymns that we enjoy? So we must kill that mentality of thinking that the Tiv choir is meant for older men and women and people of that social status. It is not that. And that is the reason why I've chosen to change the narrative.
So the other day I was worried because as a kid coming up, I saw Catholic hymn book, Tiv hymn book. It was well packaged and it had those very, very old hymns like Mvate Genge Genge Mashim Zambrate Genge Genge, right? Yeah, you know, those ones were there. But I'm looking for it all of a sudden. I don't know where it is. Do you still have it somewhere? Is it somewhere?
Yes, I have a lot of it.
Okay, those old ones?
Yes, those old ones. I even have it in my car.
All right, great. I will be happy to find a copy. Yes. Now, as you said, there are some of these hymns that once you hear them, there is a particular one for consecration. Once I hear it, no matter what, Yundu Kihaoyo.
Yes.
Nenge bedima wain. Yes, uvango avesi. Yes, uvango sha. Sing it, completed.
Nenge bedima wain. Yes, uvango avesi. Yesu vangu shatetia.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so so these are the things as we are saying now. If we don't actually document them, where are we going to? How often do they organize competitions that we could actually do quality recording and keep? How often do they do this?
Okay, the structure of competitions vary according to the dioceses. Like in Boko Diocese, the diocesan competition held last year, and the competition begins from the zonal level to the parish level to the deanery level and to the diocesan level. So if the competition held last year, the choristers will be allowed to rest this year, and then the next competition will be next year. So they give it a 1-year interval for the choristers to learn the songs that they are going to compete with. And then in Makudi Diocese, it depends on the discretion of the leadership of the choir. There can be competitions this year in a deanery and then at the diocesan level next year.
So the other thing I am worried about is like the folk songs now, that you have the likes of the Obadiah and Kolozo, did way back. Today's young folks have left those ones and are only singing political songs. In the church, those old folks that composed Catholic hymns, is it affecting the church as well? Is there any generation that is singing new hymns or composing new hymns for the Catholic Church?
Well, there are concerns from so many quarters because of the modification of some of the Catholic hymns that we have.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are actually angry that people compose songs and then we are tampering with them today. But I do not think that that is the case.
Can we just pick this call?
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. What's your name?
Prince Isaac Ikum.
Prince Isaac Ikum. Okay, so you're listening to Extra Speed or you're watching on Facebook?
Yes, I'm watching on Facebook live from Port Harcourt.
Right. So, do you want to say something to Orcham?
I just want to encourage the program.
Right.
Thank you. Keep it up.
Thank you very much, Isaac.
All right.
All right then. Okay, so Orcham, you were talking about those composers and modification of the Tiv hymns. Go on.
Yes. So you will agree with me that most of the composers were not literate and they didn't even have basic knowledge of theology and church doctrines. So you find some faults in some of these songs, even though people enjoy them a lot. There are some songs that are not theologically correct. And there are also songs that Ilam Zwati Kletsam La Shamingaya, and hence the need for the modifications that you find today. So over time I've been nurturing this in my mind that the people who compose the songs that we enjoy so much, most of them are alive, while some of them have gone. And you know that people who have left this kind of legacies do not die. And unfortunately, they have not been given the necessary recognition that they need. You can be walking on the road and find someone who composed the song that you so much enjoyed and you won't even be able to recognize the person. So I think it is very important for us to begin to build a reward system around that area of the Tiv choir.
That's very true. It's something I should think about as well.
Yes.
Okay, so a comment here, which is more like a question, is coming from Tezungwe Kwa Aondu. He says, I wish to ask Orcham, I love the way he sings, the way he immerses himself in his passion. But is it just about the Tiv Catholic songs or even the English ones? What I mean to ask is, does he enjoy singing generally or just the Tiv Catholic songs? Kudos to him. Keep the flag fluttering.
Yes, I thank you, Tezungwe. I enjoy singing generally. In fact, in the beginning, and especially in the minor seminary, I was in the English choir. And I took the psalms. I was one of the best psalmists in the minor seminary when I was there. So I enjoy singing generally, except for the fact that I have preference for the Tiv Catholic choir. I enjoy both Latin, English, and any other songs.
Bob Gija says good morning, and then he says this is great. Say hello to him.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
All right. It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. It's King James YiYE. It's Extra Speed, and it's Orcham here. Another message is coming from Teonwe. He says, Orcham, we thank God for helping you discover your talent early. You have truly raised the stakes. Do you sing NKST songs as well? If yes, give us a line.
Okay, I enjoyed it. In fact, sometimes you find me playing NKST songs in my car, but I have difficulty memorizing them off head. That's the problem. I love the beats. I love the fact that the NKST songs convey a lot of wisdom and that.
I love them too, but yes. I think there's something you have, because I recorded some in 2006 at the government house when Governor Kume was living. I came for a BBC report, so I had the privilege of recording like 3 hours of NK's to him. So I try to sing, but I have issues too. Nengi take any more by John do you know, I when I'm singing along, when they're singing, I can sing along, but
there's a song on what you just mentioned.
Yeah.
In Gibe John in the Catholic choir.
Yeah, exactly. So back here, Daniel MC, cool down. Keep it up, bro. And there is Danke Edo, he says greatness. Samuel Rain says keep up the good work, and Andrew Pavego says keep up the good work. Say hello to them.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
So it appears we have run out of time, because usually we do this for 25 minutes only, and we have gone 31 minutes, and it looks like we're just starting. So it looks like I will invite you again to come on, because we've got a whole lot of things to say here. So I think let me quickly take a look at some WhatsApp messages and acknowledge them before we go. This one says, good morning, Asking Radio. My name is Power Tefa. I love the program. Keep it up. Thank you, Power. I think other messages are here on the program. They're saying they love the program as well. Thank you for reaching us out to us. So you can keep your messages coming in 0902-127-5464 SMS or WhatsApp. So Orcham, before we go, can you drop one line again?
Okay, of the song?
Anyone, yeah.
All right, sir. Before I drop that song, I am the National Publicity Secretary of St. James Minor Seminary Old Boys Association. And that association is something I hold in very high esteem. So it is important for me to mention that at a meeting like this. And then the last song that I'll leave you with will be this. Ishiekom uyeswe ideyem shaya ote na eya kuletom nayo shimaza Yesu yo gbadzungwe yonguna eune wundu iga okulanshi o iye ingi uweyo ayila petelu wanu yona tsoapine uye usomo petelu lumuye entele mso elumuyo Yesu kana ele aluwe somyo kusun yangu yam kula yangu yam kusun mo yangu Yesu okwane apetelu kwata. I think for one of time I'll stop there.
All right, so thank you very much for coming on Extra Speed, Orcham Theophilus Terhemba Tyungu.
Thank you very much, sir. It's my pleasure.
That's it on Extra Speed this morning on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. Do find time to join us some other day. I am King James Yiye. Hope you have a great day.
Music of your life, 98.5 Speed FM, Makudi.
90